For me, the best part was the surprise of you really seeing me, but then really giving me space to see myself. So we talked about release being the goal that I didn't really know was my goal for the process. But I can remember a time when, I'm a very compartmentalized person, and so it was really about uncovering those layers. The most important thing that came out of it for me was the ability to go beyond that, compartmentalize and sort of dig into that, more of myself, but really you being the tool that helped me to introduce myself to me. The thing that makes them different for me is they're very customized to me as an individual. There's a structure, which makes sense because there should be, and I appreciate that because I love structure. But it's the way in which you apply the structure to me as a person, and I never felt like it was cookie cutter or that it wasn't speaking to me directly. And even times when you and I would shift or take a different path because it was warranted in the conversation. So I think that customized approach, but it's really your ability and your sensibilities to see me as a person. I think more than I can probably articulate, for sure. There is a sense of knowing that I had before that has been uncovered. And it is a sense of confidence, belief in myself, but a sense of trust. And, through the process, there were some times when I had to ask myself, if I don't trust my own intuition, then I'm basically telling myself that I'm not being truthful. But those moments were hard sometimes because it meant I had to not trust someone else. And I think that was really pivotal for me. Oh, well, I would say that like connection, I mean, one of the things about working with you, because it's not just the one-on-one, it is community. So it's a really unique thing in that we're not just encouraged to work on ourselves, but to share that and to receive that from the community, but in a way that actually honors that we're all either career achievers or entrepreneurs and celebrate that in each other. So it is truly like this beautiful heart-centered networking. So I have had the opportunity to work with some of the other community members, and it is a level of connection where you kind of get past, the facade of the front because you already know and connect with those people. And there is a higher level of understanding of where you're coming from, which is really unique to the community that you've built. Yeah, that's been really big for my business and myself as a person. I would tell someone considering working with you to take it seriously. I think that it is an investment. And, you and I spoke about this when we started out. It's an investment that you really need to put your whole heart into, because otherwise you're not really doing yourself any favors, because there's some deep, changes that can happen. There's some deep growth that can happen. And I, had shared with you that I was being genuine but surface, and that I knew I had to go deeper in order for it to really impact me. And you gave me the space to do that. So I think the advice that I would give someone considering it is know that it is going to take you to the place you didn't know you needed to go, or the place you have been trying to reach in a way that is unexpected, but fully, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. It feels very much like coming home to yourself. Your personality and your guidance is so nurturing in a way that makes, you feel like you can just take that step into that light. And if someone is able to fully step into the experience, that's when you're ready, and then you can learn and grow from there. For me, I think that really the biggest thing that I have experienced is just really like you opened up the door for me. You asked me if I was willing to step through that door, and actually said, if you aren't, then this isn't the right thing for you. Right? But when I did take that step in, I recognized like I kind of stepped on the threshold but didn't put both feet in. And then when I did put both feet in, I'm still in the midst of all the change. It hasn't been fully realized in me, but I recognize oftentimes I will just be sitting here and I'll look out the window and I'll think to myself, oh, I've changed. Oh, that's shifted. Oh, I'm intentional about how I'm thinking about that. And I immediately attribute it to this experience because it's given me the ability to be reflective in a new way, not in a judgmental way, but in a, how can I use this to move forward and to grow? And then there's the elements of, well, what would Deb say to me in my head?